Welcome back to Group D here at the WCS Season 1 Finals. I am Wolf. With me is Kaldor. We are now going into our winners match to find out the first player to advance.
Innovation is up against RorO. Innovation winning against Revival earlier, and RorO just taking out Dimaga with a 2-0. Now they two are pinned up against each other. And the winner is going to qualify for tomorrow's round of the WCS Season 1 Finals here in Korea. We're jumping right into game number 1. Let's find out who can take lead in this series. Innovation up against RorO. Starting to the top left of Belshir Vestige, we have the Terran player. He schooled Revival earlier, took the 2-0 victory. He is
STXO Innovation from Korea.
Not able to take the GSL title this season, and he's playing against somebody who's already taken it before. Down here at the bottom right in the red, the Zerg player he is.
Samsung Can RorO from Korea.
Innovation definitely being the best Terran player that we currently have in the world. RorO, the former champion, took out Dimaga. Can he win here against Innovation? It's definitely not going to be easy, but he could actually... He could play... If there are a couple of Zerg players in Korea that actually could do it, and I feel that Soki has proven that he's one of them, but RorO is also a very strong opponent to face. He could beat Innovation here.
Yeah. I mean, he's a champion, and... he did what Innovation could not, and obviously it was a completely different matchup in the finals, a ZVZ versus a TVZ. But this is the matchup that Innovation lost. Obviously it took a lot of Zergs down on his way there, and he nearly took the finals, taking a 3-0 lead, then losing 4 games in a row.
Oh, that was crazy.
It was crazy. Even though I just told you the results, I don't care. Go watch the VODs if you didn't, because I was one of the guys. I walked out. I had to go to a birthday party, and I was just like, once I watched the third game over, I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch this. I had to go watch the VODs because I didn't even think that the game was gonna end like that. I was in total shock. I got to the birthday party, and some of my friends there were watching it on their phones, and they're like, "It's in Game 7." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, it was similar for me. I actually had a date and moved out when it was like 3-1. I even watched the last few games in the subway on my phone, and at some point I was like, okay, well, now I have to watch the rest of the games later on. So that's what I did. But it was really intense to just see that happen. And at first I really was a bit afraid that Innovation might take that with a 4-0. That didn't happen, and yeah, he was probably a little bit upset about it, since Solki in the end was the glorious victor of the series and the new GSL champion. But now Innovation has another chance. A new tournament for him where he can prove himself, especially against Zergs.
He destroyed Revival. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even fair. Revival with some cool ideas with his builds, but Innovation shut him down at every turn, especially the game on Akalon, game number 1, where Innovation took some serious hits to the Roach attack, was able to recover, and then just annihilate his opponent with really, really strong attacks.
Now in this game we have the hatch, of course, being built first for RorO, already completed. SCV coming in to scout exactly how much gas has been mined and how many harvesters currently are in the extractor. And at home we have the second base done for Innovation, so his command center, his double orbital command upgrades will be done in just a few seconds, and then he's gonna hover the orbital on the wall down to the mineral line. And we have him right into the factory tech. So let's see how Innovation is gonna approach this here. Early third command center is what we usually see by him. And will he be aggressive once more against RorO? And how is RorO gonna react against a strong opponent?
Exactly, that's the question here. Right now, command center landing, and he hasn't taken a second gas, so it looks more and more likely that Innovation is gonna skip the Hellbats. It's not really his style to go for Hellbat drops anyways. He's much more of a direct confrontational guy. He's the one who goes out on the ground, more like SC style, and just likes to pressure, especially with the terrain. We saw it already in the previous series. He will find a place to fight you that is not good for the Zerg, and he will tear you apart.
Yeah, Innovation has very few weaknesses that you can abuse, and that's something RorO is aware of. We have now the third command center going down as expected. How is RorO going to approach the series? We will have him with the third base, taking the extra gas now at the natural, and speed is just kicking in. A few of the things that he can do against RorO is trying to hit him early on, when his defense is weak, when he doesn't really have everything that he needs. Sometimes he is skipping on the siege tank, and then you can be successful with Roach aggression. And as I say, the Roach Warren comes into play for the Samsung Khan Zerg.
Yeah, everybody is just trying to hit Innovation with these early aggression builds so they can get ahead. If you're ahead against Innovation, maybe somehow he seems beatable. RorO a very confident player, a very good player when it comes to Roach aggression. And we'll see if Innovation can recover against this as well as he did against Revival.
Yeah. RorO does not have to deal with siege tanks if he really wants to commit to his aggression here with roaches. And it looks like he's going to into additional 4 overlords that frees up a lot of potential supply that he can use for roach aggression. We have, on the other hand, the first Marauder being built. And if you don't have siege tanks, Marauders and Widow Mines are your best guess to do damage to a roach attack. And that's what we see from RorO right now, getting those roaches
10 out, and he's just going to keep making, every time he hits 75 minerals, he's just going to keep hitting more and more, you know, as long as he has the larva. Starts a Baneling Nest as well, so this is going to be a heavy attack. It's all about Innovation's response here. He goes into the double eBay, and that's not going to be very helpful.
That's not going to help him at all. Double eBay here, no additional bunkers. At this point, he doesn't know. He has no clue. Those roaches have not been seen by the Hellions yet.
Yeah, he has no idea, and they're all just now leaving the natural. Innovation is going to get a very late warning about this. Look at that wall. That wall looks so flimsy. He's going to be taken apart here. He has nothing to scout the roaches. Not a single unit on the map down there.
Look how he's luring him away from those roaches. He's doing a great job with those Zerglings, always keeping them active around the vicinity of the natural. And there is just no scouting information whatsoever, not even with the Zelnaga.
Now he sees, but it's way too late.
Yeah, it's so late already. Here come those extra bunkers. The Widow Mines are trying to move to the front. The Banelings are being morphed. RorO is getting ready. He's getting ready to hit hard, and he's moving in pretty soon, waiting for those few Banelings that he has. Innovation has a few more seconds left. Only one Marauder. I don't think that's going to be enough.
Baits out the Widow Mine shot here. Needs to repair the Banelings. They are the big problem. The rest of the bunker's not ready. He pre-splits, gets out of that bunker, wants to get into the rest of the bunkers. He's in emergency mode right now.
He's taking down as much as he can. Those few additional Widow Mines that are just being borrowed do a bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough. The roaches, they are everywhere. All of the bunkers gone except for one more. Banelings entering now the main base and the natural of Innovation. The Terran player in so much trouble here.
He's looking almost pretty dead here. Widow Mines going off prematurely here, and now the Banelings actually trying to break through that depot on the left side. Not going to last very long, and Innovation probably just going to roll over and die here. Against Revival, he saw it coming. He had the bunkers ready. This time, he had no idea.
And the SCVs already pulled off the mineral line. They are trying to put those roaches into a corner. The reinforcements being attacked by the Widow Mines itself. But those SCVs, they might pull that back in the end, but so many harvesters already lost. And we have Innovation RorO completely joining up behind this. So many harvesters lost, attacking the gas now, further limiting the income of his opponent. This
Innovation
is
just
huge attack.
He's transitioning here is going to be so difficult because he doesn't have economy.
Oh, what a great split once again with the Zergling here.
Beautiful.
Really good job. 65 harvesters against 26. There's not a lot of army for Innovation.
No army, no economy. You know, he has a third command center just like last time, but last time he recovered from the attack already, you know, at this point, almost back up to normal. In this particular game, he's almost half the supply of RorO.
Yeah, RorO did a lot more damage to Innovation than Revival did earlier, and there was not such a huge difference in the harvester count. So in total, harvesters killed, if you look at it, 26, which is quite incredible. And
75 to 34 right now, harvesters.
Another thing that I want to point out is that RorO doesn't hesitate to get that macro hedge. So lava is not going to be an issue for him. Innovation is in a lot of trouble here, and RorO knows that he has a lead. He's immediately taking a fourth base because he knows that he can. There is just not a lot that Innovation can do at this point.
Yeah, I mean, his micro in the previous series was godlike, but you know, no amount of micro gets you out of this situation. It's all about the decision making you get, and really the best way for Innovation to win this game is to hope for RorO making mistakes while he plays perfectly without making any mistakes of his own. That's all he can hope for.
Yeah, and that's something that is actually used to playing perfect. I mean, that's what he usually does, and he can do it here. So RorO is far ahead in the game. That is a fact. But at the same time, RorO, if making a mistake, could allow Innovation to sneak back into the game. So RorO has to just cover all the spaces. That's why we see the Overseer heading into the main base now, just checking out everything, trying to find out what's going on here.
Comebacks are definitely possible in Starcraft 2. We saw it just earlier with Damaga versus RorO. Damaga having almost a royal flush in his hand, and RorO still being able to take him out there.
Oh, yeah. Fourth base nearly done. We also have more overlords being built since RorO was supplier blocked for a short time twice, and he wants to avoid that.
Perfect timing on the 2-2, by the way, from Innovation. That's going to put him ahead. And we had one Reaper made. Not sure what the story on that is. Probably an accident.
Yep. What RorO is going to do here, you can already see on the production tab, he is going to go for a second wave. It's just getting those upgrades out and will attack once again with roaches and with banelings, this time with the additional speed, and this is going to do quite a lot. But first of all, he has to deal with his army here.
Yep, Reaper gone. Widowmine's well split here. The second wave of roaches coming down. He's going to want to lift up and get away. He kills a lot of harvesters here.
Sends the roaches in one by one. He's trying to snipe that base though, and here come those Widowmines doing damage. He has no detection right now. Getting those overseers over as we speak, but trying to at least scouting the third base.
Innovation saying, no way, I can't hold this base right now. He had to lift it. He's even moving it away. He knows that with that many roaches, he absolutely cannot try to mine from it. There's the Overseer, a little bit late, but he will be able to clean up those Widow Mines. That minefield not going to last too long.
Yeah, but before that, he will get additional shots off, and the Zerglings are here to bait out, of course, the cooldown. And here we have the drop once again, but the Banelings are already preparing to bust in the front once more.
You know, you say bust in the front, but the wall, he never even rebuilt it. He's just going to walk right into the main base, most likely.
Widow Mines are gone now. A 50 supply lead here for RorO. RorO is rolling down those Banelings, and he is soon to have the speed upgrade for not only the roaches, but also for his Banelings. That's what we have right now, nearly doubling his opponent's army supply.
Yep, another drop coming down here. This time will be deflected by a queen. There's no wall here. He needs to split the Widow Mines. He's trying to burrow them here. Only one bunker. Can he target those Banelings down? It surely doesn't look like it.
He's targeting down the Widow Mines now. The Overseer is granting detection. The rest of the army is just busting in. And this is Innovation dying a painful death to his opponents. Those SCVs are just a goner against all those Banelings, and the roaches alone can now bust up the ramp.
Yep. Widowmine's here not even burrowed because he knows that he doesn't want to attack the Banelings while they're going to go into the wall. He wants to wait for the roaches to come in. Then he burrows them, but it still doesn't matter.
RorO is on the verge of taking this game against Innovation, taking game number 1 in the series. He targets down the starport here, making sure that there is no additional medevac support for Innovation any longer. But once again, the Terran player holds, and we have 3 bases against 2, but at least the main base is safe for now.
Yeah, main base safe for now, but how much longer can he really pull this off? I mean, the invincible man here, not looking so invincible.
In Germany, we would call this to be very beratungsresistent. Innovation just refusing to acknowledge that this game is going to end in RorO's favor. And RorO must be a little bit frustrated here. He must just look at this like, dude, realize it. You have lost. Yes, you can hold this a little bit longer, but just die. Please die, because I don't want to make a mistake and then in the end maybe even lose the match here.
Yeah, or even get into his head so that in game number 2, Innovation, he just has like this one-up on him because RorO is frustrated about having to stay in the game this long.
But you know, the +2/+2 is now hitting, and RorO, with even the upgrades that he then will have, is just not gonna lose this game. This is not gonna happen.
But this is how good Innovation is, being down half of his opponent's supply for about 10 minutes and still fighting tooth and nail. That's the type of opponent that we're dealing with here.
He doesn't give up, and why would he? He had so many comebacks in his gaming career already, and he is just an amazing player. He knows there is always the opportunity to just capitalize on mistakes your opponent makes, and he himself plays such
like
a great
this bait
game.
here with the Widow Mines.
Yeah, but even the Widow Mine hit that takes down most of the Zerglings is not going to change things.
GG is called, and RorO takes the lead here.
Yeah.
1 game away from advancing to tomorrow's bracket.
Exactly. RorO taking the lead now up against Innovation, but if there is a player in the world that can come back after being down 1 game, it is certainly the Terran player.
Yeah, nobody going to question that. He is definitely the best Terran player in the world. So solid, good micro, good mechanics, good macro. But, you know, sometimes when you are in a situation where you are blind to your opponent's strategy, which was really well hidden by RorO in this game, you just die. I mean, he didn't... There was nothing that led him to believe that he needed to make those bunkers until he didn't have enough time to make those bunkers.
And also the siege tank. He skipped on the siege tank, something that you really want to have against this strategy. Very well played by RorO. That was the perfect execution. A textbook Roach Baneling push on 3 bases. And it was just something that Innovation wasn't prepared for. Innovation with the early 3rd command center, he didn't have what it took to defend against it.
I like the map choice for Innovation. He chooses Whirlwind, which is kind of like saying, alright, well, I know you're not going to try to play me a straight-up game, so I'm going to play you on the map that's the hardest one to all-in on, the biggest one. It's a 4-player map. It's huge. I like this choice. I mean, he's just saying, alright, you can't beat me straight up, so I'll play you on the map that forces you to play the most straight up, where it's harder to hit a roach timing. You can hit a roach timing, a roach baneling timing, even on a delayed timing. It's just much more difficult.
Rowan is not as much in favor of Zerg anymore as it was in Wings of Liberty. Terran these days is very, very mobile, thanks to the Widow Mines that we have. Very rarely do we see Terran players relying on siege tanks heavily, which slows them down. So usually a Terran is now a lot more mobile on the map, and this really helps them against Zerg on a map like Whirlwind. Back in Wings of Liberty was definitely a map where Zergs were completely dominating, but that has shifted a little bit. Not saying the Terran has an advantage here, but definitely the gap is much smaller than it originally was.
You're absolutely right with that. Well, map is loading. We're going to jump right into game number 2, find out if RorO is going straight to tomorrow's bracket or if we're going to go into a game number 3.